Okay, so today I wanted to put a little bit more time into prototyping, a little bit less time in research, and the assignment was to create a landing page. So I didn't even know what a landing page was. I had to figure it out. So a landing page is something kind of like a one pager that's getting you to do something. So signing up for a service or like a maybe like a deal. So yeah, so I think it was a good lesson in just understanding like what the purpose of this page is, and I think I ended up like trying to just keep things simple. So first thing, think about the users and the critical tasks, which is really just you need to get them to read kind of like a you you just want to you're trying to get someone to do something, right? So you want to have a something to hook them in. So I think like a big statement, and then essentially get get them to click through it and say, okay, I'm interested in your main statement, and I want to go to the next step, so which is signing up. So in this case, I ended up creating a page to I actually was thinking about recruiting users to participate in studies. So test out products, and the hook is, um, do you want to make money for research or something like that? So yeah, so I was spending a lot of time trying to figure out like what are the main statements. Like, do you think you can get money for your opinions? And then some smaller statements like companies are looking for people just like you. So yeah, I just spent a lot of time actually thinking through how to write these statements. So it ended up not really being as much of a visual design assignment, like a UI, um, in that sense. It ended up being a lot more about like the presentation of information and text, and maybe a little bit marketing. Uh, and yeah, and I really what really helped me was I was looking through some of these examples, and a lot of them have this like kind of a hook, like a statement to hook you in. And mine was get paid for your opinion. I think someone could come up with something better than that, but again, in 1 hour, that's just what I came up with. And yeah, messing around with components and text, and I think I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, like with this whole page. I've never done anything like this before, but I think it was a good experience. Um, yeah, again, just me right now, thinking through a lot of the different. I was trying to think of what I can write out. I didn't want to just have like a filler text thrown into some. I also discovered a cool font tool just to look through different fonts. I think that was super helpful. Like, I don't have a great eye for fonts necessarily, but I think being able to see all of them in front of you, it kind of helps. So I actually forget what font I ended up picking. But okay, so cleaning up the design a little bit. I was looking for some backgrounds. I think on Unsplash, but yeah, in this case, I don't think you need a background necessarily. I thought, hey, like this black text on white works totally fine. Um, Again, yeah, there's probably better ways to do it, but I just wanted to keep things super simple. Um, so now I cleaned up the text a little bit. Honestly, this the whole time I was just thinking about text. I think that was the main thing, and now I added these little bullet points. I was trying to figure out how to do it with auto layout and components, but it was just not really worth my time. I just dropped those dots in there. Yep. Okay. So let's see. After that, still wanted to get at least one graphic in there, and I was thinking like, oh, maybe something with like a oh, right here I added a little uh, section to get more info. Yeah, I needed some sort of graphic, and I just decided like, okay, what about like some sort of like cartoon probably, or illustration, And then I thought like having a dialogue was the probably the yeah, like these two people just talking to each other. That made the most sense. Maybe something with money could have worked, like get paid kind of thing. Um, yeah, but I think this worked out fine. It's yeah, and I don't know. I think it's very simple, but it does get the job done. So I think this is something um, continuing to learn about. Just deal with the simple thing and like first things first, right? Like yeah, I could design better, but yeah, first things first. Get the most important things done. So this is the page I ended up with. Um, I think today's lessons were really understanding the users. I think that's and and not just the users, but also now like customers, right? Like um, customers being the one creating the page, or like presumably who would ask me to create a page. I want to know what they want, like what are their business goals, and how to communicate that, and also to earn the trust of the users and kind of reel them in. So yeah, I think it kind of opens up my eyes to like there's two sides of understanding as a designer, or at least right. It's one is who you're designing for, and then for in terms of like who's hiring you to design something, and then two is like the users that are gonna see it. So I'm not completely convinced that even what I have is gonna work, because I actually don't know like if someone sees that and they'll be turned off by this like get paid, maybe they'll think it's a scam. So I think if I was actually gonna do this properly, my number one thing would be to focus on like how do I earn the trust of the user, and what kind of like visual elements are gonna convince them that, or it's not visual elements, like what kind of like text and visuals will kind of earn their trust and convince them that like, hey, this is a real service and I'm interested in signing up and I don't think it's a scam. So again, yeah, I think user understanding is going to be huge, and I think for a 1 hour design assignment you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to get that. But okay, I think that's it for today.